Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and welcome to our football construction site as we build a team through the NFL Draft. You always hear others say that this particular draft is weak, or wait until next year to take this particular position, or the NFL draft is an inexact science, but we at Football Game Plan believe that all three of those statements are huge myths, and we're here to show you why as we go through 7 rounds of the NFL draft and pick players to make each NFL team better. But before we get started, let's take a look at the mock draft rules. You have to remember that the selections that you see in this mock draft will be based off of Football Game Plan Scouting player rankings, which you can find on our website at youtube.com/footballgameplan or footballgameplan.com/FBGP scouting. They're also based off what I would do as the general manager, not what I think they'll do, not what they have done or what they will do, but what I would do if I were the GM, and also what I believe are the team needs. So not what other people may think the team needs are. If I think they need a quarterback, then I'm gonna take a quarterback. That's how it's going to go for this mock draft. So it's time to put on my GM hat and let's get started in building up the NFL. In round 1, I had no choice but to bring Big Blue back, a Tiki Barber clone, in STANFORD running back Christian McCaffrey. The 6', 205-pound tailback is a 3-down player that can do it all. He comes from a power-running pro-style offense in STANFORD, so there should be no question on whether or not he can carry the load. He absolutely can. He's also a nightmare to cover as a receiver and will give the Giants the game-breaking ability that they need coming out of the backfield. FORREST Lamp of Western Kentucky made sense because of his versatility. He can play guard or tackle up front and has the athleticism and the hand usage to win on a consistent basis. Continuing to add offensive firepower, Evan ENGRAM of Ole Miss could be exactly what the Giants need in their passing game. He has Aaron Hernandez-like ability and is underrated as an inline blocker. Teaming him up with Will Tye would definitely open things up on the outside for those Giants receivers. In the playoffs, when injuries hit the secondary, the Giants' depth or lack thereof was exposed. Insert Ahkello Witherspoon out of Colorado. He's a really good matchup corner that has and plays with length and would help the Giants by continuing to add youth and athleticism on the back end. And I'm a big fan of Noel Thomas out of UCONN. He was a consistent performer for the Huskies despite the inconsistency at quarterback. He'll remind Giant fans of a former Giant in Steve Smith. RASHAAD Coward of Old Dominion is being vastly underrated by many. You don't find guys at his height and his size that can also move like that. Coward can play the nose or the shade very well and will provide excellent rotational depth. Lastly, I like Paul McGlure out of Arizona. He was a standout at the East-West Shrine game and is able to overcome his size with instincts, speed, and anticipation. He's also a very solid player in space. So that's a wrap for this edition of Building Through the Draft. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. And if you want to watch our other NFL team 7-round mock drafts, and you already should, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan, where you can catch all of our FBGP scouting prospect ranking videos. Also, subscribe to Football Game Plan podcast on iTunes.